What's up everybody, Couch Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Valorant video. And in this video we gotta talk about the disappointment that is patch 4.11, what Riot has added and what Riot has not added, and what is the future for Riot patches, what's in 4.12. We gotta talk about a lot of things here, so we're gonna break it all down, but the GameLeap website's the best place to absolutely up your game. But we have so many community members reaching Diamond, Immortal, and even Radiant. So do yourself a favor and go check it out right now down below. Now, let's talk about what is actually in this patch. And first off, we got to talk about Clutch Mute, where you can actually mash mute your teammates or party members so that you can focus on clutch moments where you press a button and everyone is muted. So yeah, this is actually pretty good. I love doing hotkeys like this on Discord. But being able to add it to the game where there's really annoying people that talk and you can just mute them and play the game. Now, that being said, people just need to learn to not freaking talk when you're trying to clutch. I understand, but this is kind of a band-aid fix problem. And yeah, it's a good quality of life feature, I'm not gonna lie. That being said, apart from this patch has nothing in it. I mean, it has some bug fixes. It doesn't even acknowledge some of the big bugs that was like locking up people's PCs and things like that, which I hope they fixed, by the way, but it doesn't really acknowledge it. And while I am all for, you know, patches that have buffs in it, it's been a while since we've got something substantial, and there are a ton of things that we want and that we know are on the way, and they're just not here. So let's actually run through the top of things that are coming soon and, you know, kind of vent our frustration a little bit. So at number one, we need to talk about Phoenix's rework or huge buff. They did say that they are going to do one or the other, so we'll have to wait and see exactly which one they go. Based on community feedback, it seems that people want a rework more than anything. And while some Phoenix fans will be kind of sad at that because they really love Phoenix's kit, they just want him to be powerful enough to see play. I personally am always for reworks because it's like adding a new character to the game. Like, Phoenix, in my opinion, is not a character if he's not good enough to see substantial play anywhere. But you rework him and all of a sudden it's just really exciting. It's like you added a completely new character to the game. And yeah, I mean, when yours rework went through, it was really exciting and people love it still. So yeah, I would love to see that. The next thing that we know is coming is small buffs and nerfs. And I think that there are several characters that are on the chopping block or on the block to get risen. And one of those is Cypher, where Cypher is on the radar of the devs to potentially get buffed. So that's great. A lot of you Cypher mains really want that. Now, there are other characters that are in very weird situations. Characters like Yoru, who is good in ranked, but hasn't quite broken into pro play. Do we need to give people more time to get good at him? Or is it time to do a slight buff to him? Or is it fine that he doesn't see pro play? There's a lot of questions involved there. And then there's other characters that are just ridiculously strong, characters like Chamber, where it's obvious that he needs some sort of nerf, but where do they nerf him? In what way? If it was up to me, I would say the fire rate involving his ultimate. It's just a little bit too goddamn strong compared to most things in the game. But yeah, I want to hear your opinion about how you would nerf Chamber down below, because when he has a freaking 80-90% pick rate across pro play and in ranked play it's like even higher, you know that he's a little bit too powerful. Now, of course, there's other big things. Let's move on to number 3, which is the tournament game mode. This is a very big thing that people want, and it's actually playing a huge role into Riot's esports ecosystem, where players and teams can literally qualify for big events like LAN events through the in-game tournament system. Remember that Valorant esports is leaguing up in a very similar way that the Overwatch League did, and I know that that gets a lot of people scared. It gets me scared as well, considering the dumpster fire that was the Overwatch League. And one of the big consequences that happens when you league up is that the teams that get left out don't even really want to create teams. Orcs pull out in tier 2. The tier 2 scene actually just like dies out. But if the tournament system is good enough, then it might encourage the tier 2 teams to still thrive and foster. And maybe if there's like a tournament mode and people in the league can't play in it, but people out of the league can, it gives other organizations that are just out of the league like incentive to pump even more money into it. And it gives you an opportunity to, you know, try to grind the path to pro yourself. So there's a lot of potential here, and it would just be a more fun game mode to play with your friends as well. And of course, the fact that you could win in-game things and maybe even money. I don't know. At this point, we know that there's going to be some major prizes they're giving out. So we'll have to wait and see on the mode. But I do think it has the biggest potential to change Valorant as we know it. And it's been teased to us for about, like, I don't know, a year and a half now. Like, come on, give us a little bit more information about it. Now, the next thing that we need to talk about is the new leaked 1v1 mode. This is very exciting to me. I can't wait for money matches. I can't wait for pink slip matches. I can't wait for just, you know, settling, you know, bets and squashing beefs with it. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited for this 1v1 mode. I've been wanting it for a long time. I wonder if there's gonna be custom maps that go along with it. We'll have to wait and see. But this was one of the most exciting things that has kind of been leaked to us pretty recently. So yeah, I look forward to that. The next on the list is the new map. Remember, we're going to Lisbon, Portugal, and it's going to be something that is like a coastal map. Now, just because it looks similar to Breeze or has like the same setting as Breeze doesn't mean the map's gonna be like Breeze at all. I am wondering though, in what direction they're gonna move the new maps, because Fracture is the last map we had, and it went just a completely different direction. And it's also people's least favorite map. I know it's my least favorite map, but a lot of people just don't really like Fracture that much. It's the most untraditional. It's like an experiment gone wrong. But in actuality, I think it was actually pretty good. For a first attempt at a map so different, I mean, you don't have a lot of history to base a map like that on, right? If you look at all the other maps, you can see inspiration from games like Counter-Strike. But with this map, you gotta come up with a new, unique idea and make it balanced. I think that another shot at this style of map could work, but the map would have to be a lot different, even if it was adding in some, you know, abstract elements to map making. And ultimately, I'm not sure if I like them going the tried and true path with more traditional maps like Haven, or if I prefer them going, you know, outside of the box. And maybe not every map sticks, but, you know, maybe they will land on a gold mine at some point. We don't know. And I want to hear your opinion about that. How do you feel about Fracture, and how do you feel about map design in general? Do you want more maps or more attempts like Fracture, or would you rather them, you know, stick with tried and true? I want to hear your opinion. And of course, the last thing that we need to talk about is the VOD review system. Now, the last video I talked about the VOD review system, someone commented down below why a VOD review system even matters. Can't you just record your own gameplay and it's the same thing? And no, that's not what a VOD review system is at all. What a VOD review system allows you to do is go into a game. Let's say every game had a code. You go into the game and you can look at the point of view from every single agent on both sides, or as a flying camera around the map. What this allows you to do is really break down and understand. Let's say you can look at your point of view in a gunfight, watch how you lost it, go look at the enemy's point of view. What did they do that allowed them to win it? How were they positioning? How were they shooting? What did you look like from their point of view? And just overarching, you could look at every engagement in a dynamic way. And remember, there was the big scandal where people were pissed off that Riot basically said that this is not a priority. And then Riot came back and apologized and said, we're gonna do more, we're gonna do better. We're still working on the VOD review system. It's just gonna take a little bit longer. So it's now being worked on and on the radar and things like that. Unclear as to how much of a priority it was before community got pissed off. But as of now, it is a priority, so as it probably won't come out in, like, you know, several patches from now, but it is something that I'm excited for down the line. But what big thing do you think that Valorant needs right now? And are you kind of upset at some of these patches being so damn small? I really want to hear your opinion about all that down below in the GameLeap website. It's the best place to just become absolutely cracked mechanically. We got so many warm-up drills, tips, tricks, mechanical guides, and more. So if you want to pop off and just click every head, do yourself a favor. Go check it out right now down below.